stuck a feather in his hat, and he called it macaroni. Hello, my name is Cameron Silva, and while I may not be Yankee Doodle, I am here to give you a brief history of one of my favorite states, Connecticut, which adopted the song Yankee Doodle as its state song. Connecticut was one of the 13 original colonies and became a state in 1788, once we won the Revolutionary War with England and the Declaration of Independence was signed. Many of the original leaders of Connecticut contributed in the creation of the United States Constitution. At that time, Connecticut became the 5th state to join the Union. During the creation of the Constitution, Mr. William Johnson, Mr. Roger Sherman, and little or known Oliver Ellsworth were instrumental in negotiating what is known as the Connecticut Company. This was to implement a form of government that we still use today, where one part of Congress is known as the Senate and the other is known as the House of Representatives. The Senate is made up of 2 elected members per state, and the elected members of the House are based on the state's population. The name Connecticut came from the Indian name of Queensatucket, which means beside the long tidal river. It is also known as the Constitution State due to its history in creating a form of government known as the Fundamental Orders, which was very similar to our current Constitution, which it is formed on the foundation of authority, is in the free consent of the people. From early on, Connecticut was also known as the Nutmeg State. There's a couple of variations as to how this came to be. One is that the early inhabitants were said to be ingenious and shrewd by being able to make and sell wooden nutmegs. A second theory is that Yankee peddlers from Connecticut sold nutmegs to unknowing buyers who did not realize that nutmegs needed to be grated and not cracked to obtain the spice that we use on pies and bread. There are many beautiful plants and flowers that are native to the state, but the mountain laurel was chosen as the state flower. Many birds call the state of Connecticut home, such as ducks, geese, turkeys, pheasants, quails, and loons, but people of the state have decided that the robin is the state bird. Connecticut is one of the smallest states, covering roughly 5,544 square miles, and it is bordered by Massachusetts, Rhode Island, and New York. To the south, the Long Island Sound is where the Connecticut and several other rivers dump into. Some of the more well-known cities in Connecticut include Bridgeport, which is the most populous city, New Haven, which is where the first hamburger was created, and of course, the capital of Connecticut, Hartford. Please forgive my Latin, but the state's motto is Qui transtilit sustinet, which in plain English means he who transplanted still sustains, which is also on the state flag and seal. The temperatures range on average from the 20s to the upper 80s, with average snowfall to anywhere from 20 to 60 inches across the state. The highest recorded temperature was 106 degrees back in 1995, and the coldest recorded temperature was minus 32 degrees in 1943. Some key points of interest include Yale University, which was established in 1701 and is one of the most academically renowned and selective universities in the country. Yale is also one of the largest employers in the state, with great research facilities that have spun off dozens of growing biotechnology companies. Another must-see attraction would be Mark Twain's house in Hartford. Mr. Twain wrote one of the most famous books in American history, The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn. You can also learn about submarines and undersea warfare by visiting the Submarine Force Library Museum in the city of Groton. Here you can learn about the evolution of submarines, and you can actually board the USS Nautilus and explore the command room and see through the periscopes. Connecticut has something that, as a desert resident, I personally love. Take a drive to Sleeping Giant State Park in Hamden during late October, and you will be truly amazed at the beauty of the fall colors.
Way to smile.
Yankee Doodle, keep it up, Yankee Doodle dandy. I really enjoyed my state report, and here's some nutmeg candy.
We have all these artists in are there any questions for him?
Hey, where's the Mark Twain house there?
Hartford,
Okay.
Weston.
Are there any professional sports?
I don't know.
I know. There's not football there, if that's what you're asking. That's close by.
Probably hockey.
Yeah, hockey.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I don't know hockey, but I know the closest football is
You know
probably
what?
Massachusetts.
There's a reason that we don't have a sports page in our state report, because it's not number one priority, okay? That's the last time you asked. Think of another question, be
I
creative.
think the closest is
You did a good job.
Foxborough,
Any other
Massachusetts.
questions?
New England.
Nutmeg.
It's like fudge stuff with nutmeg in it.
Ooh.
We'll hand those out at nutrition. Okay. Along with some beans. Okay.
That's tomorrow, isn't it? Is that
Oh,
tomorrow?
Joe.
Okay,
Friday,
so
next Friday.
what's that thing
Friday the
called
30th.
again? The Submarine Force Liberty Museum?
It's like the Submarine Force Library Museum.
Okay. Is that your state favorite?
No.
If you were to get a free ticket to Connecticut, where would you say, Mom, see you later, I'm headed off to?
Sleeping Giant State Park.
Because?
It